April 25, 2022. A single tweet shattered Wall Street. Elon Musk, the man who built Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink, just agreed to buy Twitter for $44 billion. The world cheered. But behind closed doors, panic. Within weeks, his own team was whispering, he's made a fatal mistake. Because this wasn't just a business deal, it was a gamble that could destroy everything he'd built. By May, internal emails revealed he was already having second thoughts. Fake accounts, he said. Too many fake accounts. But the SEC didn't care. Neither did the board. And when he tried to back out, a judge in Delaware told him, "You signed the contract. You're buying it." What followed was one of the most chaotic corporate takeovers in history. Layoffs, lawsuits, advertiser exodus, and a CEO who looked like he'd lost his mind. This is the true story of how Elon Musk spent $44 billion to quit. Not because he wanted to, but because he had no choice. And what happened next? It almost cost him everything. Let's rewind. In early 2022, Elon owned 9% of Twitter. He wasn't interested in running it, just influencing it. Then came the call from the board. "We want you to join the board," they said. He accepted. But within days, he changed his mind. Why? Because he realized something terrifying. Twitter wasn't just broken. It was rotten. Algorithms promoting outrage, bots flooding feeds, advertisers fleeing. So he did the unthinkable. He offered to buy the whole company for $44 billion. No due diligence, no negotiation, just a tweet. "I'm buying Twitter." The market went wild. Tesla stock dropped 12%. Investors screamed. But Elon, he was smiling, at least on camera. Behind the scenes, his lawyers were frantic. "This isn't a startup acquisition," they warned. "This is a regulated media giant with 230 million daily users." And then came the first red flag, the fake account scandal. Elon claimed Twitter had over 5% spam bots, but the company insisted it was under 5%. The battle lines were drawn. And Elon? He started digging, hard. Leaked documents, internal Slack chats, whistleblower testimonies, all pointing to one truth. Twitter was hiding its real numbers. And that's when he decided, I need to get out. July 2022. Elon sent a letter to Twitter's lawyers. "We're terminating the deal." The reason? Fake accounts the board flipped. They sued him in Delaware Chancery Court, the same court that handled the Facebook IPO. The judge? Kathleen St. J. McCormick. Known for her no-nonsense rulings, she gave Elon an ultimatum. Prove your claims or close the deal by October 28th. He didn't have proof. What he had was chaos. His team scrambled, hiring forensic analysts, subpoenaing data, even flying to San Francisco to interrogate engineers. Meanwhile, Twitter filed a motion to force him to buy, and won. The judge ruled, "You can't walk away just because you changed your mind." Elon was cornered. He had two options: pay $44 billion or face a $1 billion penalty and a lifetime ban from public markets. He chose the money, but not without a fight. On October 27, 2022, just hours before the deadline, he tweeted, "The bird is freed." It sounded triumphant, but insiders knew the truth. He was terrified. That night, he posted a photo of himself sitting at Twitter HQ, surrounded by boxes. His caption? "It's been a long day." He wasn't celebrating. He was surrendering. Day one as owner. Elon fired the CEO, CFO, and CTO all in 1 hour. Then came the mass layoffs. 80% of staff gone overnight. Engineers working in tents, advertisers pulling out, Apple, Disney, Coca-Cola. The stock market reacted violently. Tesla shares plummeted 15% in a week. SpaceX investors panicked. Even his own family questioned him. But Elon didn't flinch. He rebranded Twitter to X, launched paid verification, removed content moderation, and then he did the unthinkable. He made himself the sole decision maker. No board, no advisors, just him and a keyboard. Critics called it a dictatorship. Supporters called it freedom. But the truth? He was drowning. Internal memos leaked, showing he sent 300+ emails a day, often at 3 a.m. One read, "If you're not working 80 hours a week, you're not committed." Another, "This is the dumbest thing I've ever done." And yet, he kept going. Why? Because quitting wasn't an option. Not now. Not after spending $44 billion. Not when the entire tech world was watching. He had to prove he wasn't a fool, even if it meant burning his own empire to the ground. By early 2023, the damage was clear. X lost 70% of its advertising revenue. User growth stalled. Employee morale hit rock bottom. And Elon? He was losing sleep. Literally. Sources say he was taking sleeping pills, drinking coffee until 4 a.m., and waking up to check server logs. His personal wealth took a nosedive. Down $200 billion in paper losses. Tesla stock crashed. SpaceX funding froze. Even his friends stopped calling. But the worst part? The legal fallout. The SEC launched an investigation into whether he misled investors about Twitter's value. Lawsuits piled up. From former employees, advertisers, even shareholders. One lawsuit alleged he used Twitter to manipulate Tesla's stock price. Another claimed he violated labor laws during the layoffs. And then came the final blow. The IRS demanded $1.5 billion in taxes, triggered by the Twitter deal. Elon fought back, publicly calling regulators corrupt and anti-innovation. But privately, he admitted to a friend, "I thought I could fix it. I was wrong." The $44 billion wasn't just a purchase, it was a prison. And he was the warden, trapped inside his own mistake. Today, X is still standing. Barely. Its user base has stabilized. Revenue is slowly recovering. And Elon, he's still in charge. But something changed. The man who once dreamed of Mars now spends his days managing a social media platform. He's less visionary, more reactive, less bold, more exhausted, and the world knows it. When he announced the $44 billion deal, people called him a genius. Now, they call him reckless. Some say he saved free speech. Others say he destroyed journalism. But here's the truth no one talks about. Elon didn't buy Twitter to change the world. He bought it to prove he could. And in doing so, he proved something else. That even geniuses make mistakes. Big ones, costly ones, ones that can cost billions. So what's the lesson? Maybe it's this. Power doesn't protect you from failure. Money doesn't shield you from regret. And sometimes the biggest risk isn't losing a fortune, it's losing yourself. Elon Musk didn't just spend $44 billion to quit Twitter. He spent it to learn a hard truth. Even the richest man on Earth can't buy his way out of a bad decision. And that might be his greatest mistake of all.